What?
Nothing?
Okay.
I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also co-founder, president, and the tech guy behind Keto Chow. And I fixed the exposure on
Yeah, it looks way better.
If you're brand new to Keto Chow, we have a couple products we created to help make doing a keto diet easier. Our main product is a complete keto meal that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolytes that are awesome.
We do this daily live stream to keep you updated on all of our Keto Chow happenings, to help us be accountable, stay on track, and have you with us on our journey. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Huh?
And where did that go?
It just went away.
It totally went away.
I don't know what you're talking about, so it's fine.
I know what the problem is. Anyway, here.
Sonia,
Make
hello.
this a little smaller so
Well,
you can say hi to
nerd,
people.
and I will talk
Nerd,
to
nerd,
people.
nerd.
Shauna, good morning. She said, good morning, Chris and Miriam. Good morning, everyone. Patty says, hi, Bears. Happy almost Friday. I know, right? It's Friday Eve. Christine, good morning. Saskia said, morning, fellow cult members, fellow Chow members, fellow whatever
Cult
you want to
members.
call us. I try not to be part of cults, but kind of feels a little bit like it, I guess.
Technically, cult just means
Chowsters.
a way of belief. So
Yeah, well, we kind of believe that keto is pretty much the awesomest ever. Oh, now I can't see the next comment.
okay, I'm almost done.
Okay, Hungry He said good morning. Boy My Boy says good morning. Norton says good morning. Yay, raspberry cheesecake is back. That's true. Raspberry cheesecake we just got in, so that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can make this spumoni recipe because it calls for raspberry cheesecake and you didn't have any.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go.
Les says good morning. Sonia says good morning all. Nan says good morning. Hi, Nan.
Now it's fixed.
Stephanie says good morning. Christine says, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going to you too?
Can you see it better now?
Yes,
I moved the.
it's not even in my way. That's so perfect. Yesterday I'm like, I can't read the
sorry.
words.
Microphone. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Sean says it's actually my Friday. I took tomorrow off.
It's your Friday.
It's gonna be. So we just heard this last night that the high school that one of our kids goes to, well, pretty much all of the high schools in our district got switched over to online learning.
For 2 weeks. They're
Yeah.
trying to bring the count down again. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. But it's funny because all of the junior highs in our district, except for our junior high, are closing also. So our junior high, which middle school, I always call it junior high and everybody gets mad. It's the middle school. Whatever. It's the middle people.
One of them has 9th grade, the other one doesn't.
Yeah, they have
I can
9
never
COVID
remember.
cases at the junior high. And there's 25 at the high school.
Yeah. So, for any of you who didn't hear,
Yeah.
we had the big bags of pistachio in stock, ready to go. And you already talked about, we have the raspberry cheesecake.
Yes.
The flavor of the week is vanilla.
Yes.
Things are just,
So
everything's coming up Millhouse.
Everywhere. Flavor.
So, Holly says, now you don't have to pick up your high school child from school. That's true.
It is true. I know. I thought of that.
Our high school child who can drive, and we're happy.
She has her license.
We are happy to spend that time with her.
I am. Yeah. We actually had a really good time going to voice lessons last night because we just crank up the radio. It's just me and her. And we're like, singing. It's so fun.
Okay. Lori says, convenient they went on to online only right before Thanksgiving break.
I know, right? So, yeah, she'll be off for a while.
It's almost like the time that I got suspended from school right before spring break.
Yeah, you're so naughty. Tell them with a story now. They have to hear.
The short version of the story is there was a computer lab. And
of course,
I
nerd stuff. Like, for reals.
It's science class with Mr. Bear. Except it's not. It's technology class. Anyway, there was a computer lab. The teacher was effectively absent the entire time. He was mentally absent. Some kids wanted help choosing the laser printer. Now, this is back in 1995 when a toner for a laser printer cost like $200.
Yeah.
So they couldn't choose the laser printer. So I showed them to go into the little Apple menu at the top and go down to chooser and select the thing. Then I went about my merry way. I was making a 3D thing of the logo for Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark.
I didn't know you could make 3D things in 1995.
Way back in the day, yeah. Ray Dream Designer. Anyway, they proceeded to print out a picture of one of the kids mooning the camera with his name spelled out in bricks in front of him. Or behind him, I guess.
Where the butt is.
They used an entire toner cartridge and then taped up the pictures throughout the school.
You didn't know they were going to do that.
I didn't know they were going to do that.
I
just was helping them choose the printer.
Probably, because he's a good boy.
So, then was it the next day?
You were an accomplice.
Yes, I was an accomplice. I aided of the production of pornography and the distribution thereof in the scholastic environment.
That's true.
So I got called down to the assistant principal's office, and I'm like, what's this all about? And the guy's like, I don't know, I just get the call. And I'm like, hey, do you need some help with your computer? He's like, actually, I'd like to talk to you about this. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, you helped print these out. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, well, we need to make an example. So I got to go around to all my teachers with a note that says, hey, I'm getting suspended, but I could take all of my homework. And they're like, well, I'm not really handing out any homework for the next couple days because spring break is coming up. I'm like, sweet, I get an entire week off of spring break. And
accomplice.
Anyway, but I spent the entire week working at my dad's office.
Yeah.
Which, in case you wanted to know, one of the things I absolutely, unequivocally never wanted to do when I grew up was run a small business.
Yeah, why did you do that? It's
just
hard
happened.
on your wife.
And yeah, so, and the main thing I didn't want to do was run payroll. Guess what I do? I run payroll.
I can do it. Yeah. I know how.
It's true. Okay, let's see.
But it's so much easier than it used to be.
Floyd wants to know why will not let me join the live chat on YouTube. I don't know.
No.
Okay, let me scroll back a bit because we got super distracted.
We're talking about high school.
Yes. Okay, Patty says the news posted the Salt Lake School District has fewer students than us, but has 2 times the positive cases.
Yeah.
Duh. By the way,
well, and Granite School District has a lot more than ours, too.
Yeah.
That's a district that's next door to ours.
By the way, Patty, did you notice I fixed your less versus fewer?
Wow.
If you can count it, it's fewer. If it's measurable with or non-measurable, then it's less.
Nerd.
Look, Weird Al Yankovic has a video called Word Crimes, and if you haven't seen it, it's amazing.
Excuse me, sorry.
And that's one of the things he talks about. Right Family says, good morning, Shauna. Maitreya says, hi, I love that sweater, Miriam.
Thank you.
For my boys, says, I ordered my containers for my Keto Chow and filled them up. Apparently, I have 12 unopened bags of Keto Chow and 8 open bags. Hubby doesn't understand. That's so funny.
You're so awesome.
Saskia says, LOL, my principal tried to suspend me for the amount of days I missed in grade 12. I don't see the issue.
What?
Doesn't that seem like it's counterproductive?
Yeah,
I'm going to suspend you for missing days?
In trouble. I don't get it.
On the other hand, Miriam has said that if our kids ever...
Don't say that out loud. What if our kids hear this? Oh, Haley's off today, so she won't.
Oh, yeah, that if the kids skip school or whatever, I have to be the one who comes down on them because I never skipped. I think I might have skipped 2 periods the entire time I was in school, and it was because I was in ceramics class finishing up something, and I went over to my AP English class, and I'm like, hey, and I'm like, my arms are covered in clay. Yeah. I'm wearing an apron. This is Hardee's. I mean, come on. And I'm like, hey, can I finish up this project? She's like, how are you on your assignments? I'm like, I'm totally caught up. And she's like, yeah, I'll probably mark you as late, but okay.
No, what was the worst thing? I skipped school so much. And
I didn't have friends with cars. Well, actually, I had a car. I had a Mazda B2000
I had friends
pickup,
with cars.
which is one of the smaller pickups, with a full-size camper. Not camper shell. We're talking honest-to-goodness camper on the back that my dad had bought, and that was the only car that ran that was available for me, so that's what I drove to and from school.
Yeah, I didn't even have a car. I didn't even have a license. I was an underachiever.
Holly says, I have 10 unopened bags in my food storage. Emergency food.
Yeah.
You have bottles of
You need
avocado oil, too. Glennis says, you're such a nerd gangster.
Yeah, you are.
Saskia likes the story. John says, but. He says, but. But pun intended, of course. Becky says, come back to bite you in the butt. Right Family says, they thought Chris and I were students in the hallway at one of Elizabeth's parent-teacher conferences. We almost got in trouble for talking. Now, the best thing to do would have been to hang out by the lockers and make out.
Oh, that's inappropriate.
Maitreya says, our governor sounds so tired. And she loves that song, the Word Crime song, because that song is amazing.
Yeah.
I hope you never use apostrophes for emphasis. Holly says, my son got to go back to school this week after a school-wide 2 weeks off.
Oh, yeah, so they just did the same thing before us. Which, I mean, I think I like that option better than just school's over. Because at least the kids can maybe catch up when they get back. Because our schools, I am so grateful that they're working so hard, and I really appreciate them, but they're not really doing online school very well. And I think it's, kind of teacher to teacher, and it's the same thing that we had before.
They know how to teach in person. It's hard to teach. It's hard to teach online. And I was reading a comment by someone. They're like, anyone who's done any corporate like seminars knows that teaching online is hard.
Yeah, and we just have all these people. Kate's English teacher, for instance, demands that she comes on an English Zoom, but then she can't figure out how to use the Zoom. At a specific time. Yeah,
and then the teacher can't use it.
The teacher can't figure it out. And she's played with it and practiced, and she just can't get there. And I just feel so bad because it's just got to be hard.
Hungry Heath loves word crimes, too. Are you doing good or are you doing well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right Family says our active cases are way over 100 and they aren't smart enough to counsel our schools or make them wear masks. Come on.
They're not wearing masks? Oh my
That's
gosh.
Crazy.
Yeah, our kids are not wearing masks.
Our Lou, maybe, says good morning. Saskia says, so counterproductive. I literally sat there and was like, yeah, okay, see you in a week then. And she changed her mind real fast. Maitreya says, I'm glad I like Keto Chow with avocado oil. Our fridge just went out. Good.
No.
And it's the third time. The class action lawsuit compensation from LG is not enough for this. We're buying a new fridge today.
Dang it, I'm sorry.
Good luck with that. Get a good one. Shauna says, I never skipped any classes. I had mostly good classes.
This is the thing. My brother was a senior, and he was super smart, and he could test really well. I don't test very well, nor am I super smart, and I'm okay with that.
I just test really well.
Anyway, my brother was like almost done with school, and he just kind of skipped.
Whoops,
and so I just would skip with him and his friends that were all guys. So, I mean, is there a problem?
Yeah.
I don't see a problem hanging out with a bunch of guys. No problem. And I just got in the habit. So he graduated, and then I just kept skipping.
Becky never liked anyone in high school.
I liked everybody in high school.
Saskia says, I just didn't go. Like, I'd get woken up and roll over and go back to sleep. So it's like 77 days?
Oh, that's
You were late or you missed?
I
Holy
probably
cow.
missed that many days.
Wow.
But I would always go to school because I wouldn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
And then back then, they had a thing where you got an automated call. But my mom and dad worked, and so they would call like at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I'm like, hello. All right, your daughter did miss school today. Boop. I'm sorry. So as long as my kids don't watch this, they'll be okay.
I'm going to say Arlu says, oh my gosh, avocado oil is life.
Yeah.
Holly says, I don't have a Sam's Club avocado. I do have Sam's Club avocado oil in my garage. Storage. So you had on the Costco list yesterday avocado oil, but I know that we have like 3 or 4 bottles.
Oh, probably because that list wasn't cleared from last time.
Because the only avocado oil they have is Chosen Foods.
Yeah.
And it's the 1 gallon.
Which we got one of those.
Okay, good.
So
I didn't get another one.
Yeah. I just added like the berries to the bottom of the list. I couldn't think of anything else.
Okay. Healthy and Keto says, Weird Al is the best. Tell me another performing artist that has remained relevant that long, aside from Madonna.
Madonna?
That's it. I mean, no one else has been going that long.
How long has his career been?
I think he started in like 82 or 84.
I feel like there's older music artists. Van
that are still going on tour and selling out. I tried to get tickets to one of his concerts because I hear they're amazing.
Oh, I could have gone. A couple of my friends went, and I was like,
Anyway. Ladybug says, I tried to tell my husband my Keto Chow is emergency food. He came back with, but you won't have butter or heavy cream. I pointed out I have avocado oil and powdered butter. He shut up. Don't forget you need water, too. Ginger says, good morning.
Get a water barrel in your emergency.
Deb says, morning, everyone. Happy Thursday from my very rainy North Carolina. Flash flood warnings.
Oh, no. Be careful.
He says, back in high school, I was in tech theater.
Wow. Does that even exist? I've never heard the geekiest thing ever in my life. Tech theater.
It's stage crew. I had a permanent hall pass
crew
that I could even use to leave our closed campus and skip algebra every day.
Nerd. Keith, I think you win the day. Like, you're skipping class with your
That's literally one of the things in
pass?
white and nerdy.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Shauna says, I'm doing Watch Autumn Keto's Masterclass Saturdays. It's only the second time I will use Zoom.
Oh, wow.
I'm having Zoom anxiety. You know what? You get used to it really fast.
Yeah. It's funny because we are just doing
our says,
church.
yes. You said my name right.
Oh, perfect. We're just doing some of our church classes via Zoom, and a ton of people are just not familiar with it, so it just takes practice.
Yep. Shirley
says, who has kids and who doesn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, I never thought that we would, have Zoom skills be, something that we would have acquired in our lifetime.
I had to find the Word Crimes YouTube link. There you
go, guys.
Let's see. Mimi says, I'm switching back to butter. It takes a little longer to fix, but tastes so much better.
Right?
Shearston says, Morning Bears, any recommendation on beef gelatin? I just bought the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. It was the Zen Principle one.
Yeah, just make sure it doesn't have weird ingredients in it.
Yeah, it should just have one ingredient.
Gelatin.
And it was like, the Zen Principle was like, this is grass-fed. And I was like, I don't care. When it's extracted from the rest of the proteins, it doesn't matter. It's just going to be gelatin. And it was the cheapest one, so that's what I got. Saskia says, well, yeah, we had an automated call too, but I have a mom that's kind of a pushover. She'd call in for me if I wasn't going because the fight just wasn't worth it. Yeah. Which just totally reminds me of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. We've had a death in the family. If you need to reach us, that's such a great.
So one of my friends actually got grounded because I was driving her car one of the days that we were skipping, and her neighbor saw it, and they're like, hey, somebody else was driving your kid's car.
And
which,
you didn't have a license.
As an adult, holy crap, I'd be so ticked, right? If my kid said that. But I didn't think it was that big a deal. I didn't have a license. I was driving her car. She let me drive her car all the time. It's so cute. It's a little Volvo. I loved it.
This was back before. Nowadays, when you get your license in Utah, there's a 6-month period where you're not able to drive with anyone but family members.
It's actually really cool.
It's fantastic.
I like the rules. They're kind of annoying when you want to.
Saskia says, "Share, dude." Oh, sorry. Neighbor saw you.
So her neighbor saw. Well, my friend got grounded, but she didn't get grounded from.
Oh, from anything.
From any friend. She got grounded from her boyfriend.
Yeah.
You got to hit him where it hurts.
Yep,
right?
That's right.
It's so funny.
Saskia says the share is relevant. No. The last thing I heard from Cher was, do you believe in life after love? And they kept on maintaining, we're not using auto-tune. We're using a vocoder. They totally used auto-tune.
I love that song.
I hate that song. Then there's that, if I could find my clothes, then I would put them on. Is that not how it goes?
No.
Oh, that's how the music video goes. That's right.
Does she not have lots of clothes on?
Are you crazy?
I don't watch music videos because I get offended.
My mouse just died. What the heck? That was weird. Let's see. Michelle says, is Madonna still relevant? Shauna says, my niece lives across the street from her high school and chose online school option instead of going back. She was sleeping until 11:56 and then rolling over. Why is this not working?
It just needs a new battery, I bet.
I don't know. But anyway, Mike says, theater nerds. I had no idea that was a thing. Oh, that's totally a thing. Look, you've got the band geeks. You've got the theater geeks. You've got the football geeks. You've got the baseball geeks.
You can't say football and geek in the same.
Let's be honest. That's what it is. They're being geeks about something. It's just a bit more socially acceptable.
I was a band geek.
Everybody has something they geek out about.
Band and choir. I lived in that section of the school.
Yep.
In the band and choir section.
Let's see. Kendra says Garth Brooks has been going on for decades. Okay, I'll give you that.
That's true. Garth Brooks is pretty much the best ever.
So, he's like kind of old school country.
I know. It's so refreshing.
They're not using auto-tune.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard a country song with auto-tune.
Oh, you have. Every time, well, before the pandemic started, when we would go to Buffalo, Texas Roadhouse, one of the songs is Chicken with a Train.
That's auto-tuned one?
They totally use auto-tune on that
Chicken
song.
with the train.
And it's one of the songs that all the servers would get out there and do their little dance.
I always want to dance with them.
Anyway, that's the only exposure to that song I've ever had. Anyway.
Me too.
Lalybug says, I turned 18 at the end of my junior year of high school. We had an 18-year-old waiver we could get who leave campus for doctor's appointments or whatever. I had a lot of doctor's appointments my senior year. I, on the other hand...
That is super annoying to me, by the way, because our kids turn 18 and they can't excuse themselves.
They can... Yeah. No, I thought that they could.
No, well, they could if I called to say they were going to. At our school, at Holly's school, for her 18-year-olds, she had to drive over and say, my kid can leave. Like, they're 18.
She had to physically mom spit them and do the whole thing, right?
I can't see my 18-year-old medical records, but she can't walk out of the high
that's
school?
True.
Are you flipping kidding me?
That was crazy. Like we were going to the
bad.
doctor's office, and they're like, "Oh, your daughter's over 18. I can't give you any information about her." Like, are you serious?
Yeah. So she had to sign to say that I could see her medical records, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that.
Just
but
weird.
That the high school wouldn't let my kid leave to go to the orthodontist?
I, on the other hand, my birthday's in June. I graduated a month before I turned 18.
I was 18 my whole senior year.
Maitreya says I did the last 2 years of high school concurrently with the first 2 years of college as part of a Regency program where I grew up. Between that and the job, there was no time for fun. Living now, though. The thing, if that had been an option, I totally would have done that because, seriously, college credit essentially for free.
Yeah.
Like, it's better than AP classes.
They didn't want to do it.
AP classes, you have to take the test. Depending on the concurrency program, you don't even have to take the test to get college credit.
Yeah. That's one thing that they said that they have the JATC, the
Jordan Applied Technology Center.
The college courses, and they said the 2-week cancellation cancels your, well, not cancel, does online school, but the college course thing will still happen in person. Ooh. So if anyone is, which Kate could have been, but she's not, so that's fine.
And speaking of the JATC, I am actually really, really sad that I never took metal shop in high school.
Yeah, or woods.
Or woods, or any of those things. As, you know, that would have, looking back, I think I would have really enjoyed those classes. But anyway, Carol says good morning.
I wish we would have taken those too, because I think the practical skills are so important. And you could have learned to do those things.
Sean says, I've never seen a bottle of gelatin out in the fields being fed grass or butter. Yeah. How do you feed butter grass? Dennis says, good morning, Chris and Miriam. Just finished clarifying 2 pounds of butter into ghee.
Nice.
Arlu says, my mom grounded me once and sent me to my room. I had a phone, stereo, full TV with Nintendo. Yeah. I was good that day.
I had all those things too. I actually had the cutest phone. It was clear so you could see all the insides.
When we say phone, we're talking about an actual wire
with a
to
cord
the
wired to the wall. I had multiple phones and I bought them all myself because I was obsessed with phones.
Yeah. Hungry Heath says, we were required to buy all the props for the plays. Also, for any assembly and theater, we ran the lights and soundboards. Wow. Carol likes our singing voices.
Thank you.
Arlu says, no, Miriam is right. You can't football and geek. Come at me. Football is totally a geek thing. Yeah, it's just more socially acceptable.
Geeking out about football.
They're football geeks.
Football geek.
Hungry Heath is proud to be a thespian.
What can you say?
Oh, Juliet says Ozzy was rumored to do a show. Not seeing that happening. Becky says Garth Brooks is country.
Yeah, he pretty much owns country.
Maitreya says my kid was lead tech at the school too. It was pretty groovy. Keto Dana says, hi guys, just listening this morning. Super busy at work. Been here since 5:30 trying to catch up.
Oh man, good job.
Actually, so a couple of years ago, a bunch of our daughters were doing dance. Mm-hmm. And the dance studio, we basically had the classes for free. We still had to buy the costumes. but the tuition was free because I was doing videos of the performances and then editing them down.
I had to sneeze.
And so I did a lot of hanging out in the the sound booth up there.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it was all preparation for doing a live stream. Arlo says, what, you have kids that are 18? Yeah, we have two children that are 18.
We have two 18-year-olds.
And a 16-year-old and two 14-year-olds and a
10-year-old.
10-year-old. I was going to say 11. Come December.
He'll be 11 any minute.
It is nice. 5 of our 6 children were born in December.
Which is nice.
The outlier was born in February.
They were all due in January.
Yeah, they were.
One.
So within 2 months, all of our children in lockstep transition from either being an even number of years old or an odd numbers of years old. And they're all together. And this year, they're all in, let's see, Kate is in 11th. So everyone is an odd grade.
But they're even year.
And they will lockstep to an even grade next year. It's actually really nice.
It's so funny.
Also,
they're in alphabetical order.
They're in alphabetical order. I had no idea that was happening until the last child. I was like,
you're like, hey, they're in alphabetical
I was like,
order.
Wait, are they in order of age or are they order of... Oh, it's the same. Okay, cool.
So then when we write our kids' names, it doesn't go one person goes up to the top.
Shauna says, I was a choir drama geek, but lettered in track. I was the manager. They said I earned my letter doing the 50-yard starter block carry.
Nice. I was in cross country for like 5 minutes. I sucked really bad. Okay.
Holly says, I had to show my driver's license so we could both drive away in separate cars. Jeez. Karen says, June! Shauna says, I graduated in May and turned 18 in August. Mm-hmm. Depending on the year, my birthday is either... sometimes it's on the summer solstice. Sometimes it's not. And sometimes it's on Father's Day. Saskia says, graduated in June, turned 18 in December. 4 months of college as a 17-year-old. See, there you go. Patty says, my senior daughter will have her 2-year degree a couple of weeks before her high school diploma.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice.
I know that's
hard work,
but
I'm so happy.
Think of how much money she's saving. Yeah. Holy cow. Glennis says, so many kids skipped out of my high school. They had a security at the parking lot exit after first period bell.
We had security at our parking lot too. And my friend that which is we're good friends. Like, we're super religious girls, but for some reason skipping class was fine. Her boyfriend was at a different school, and they actually had their school fenced, and so they had like a person at the fence opening.
Like, kiss between the
bars.
The bars.
No, we went and filled his car up with candy and did different stuff, and we would go from our school to their school to have lunch, and then come back and have lunch at our school. But you could, it was hard to get into that school because of the fencing.
You can get in, but you can't get out. Becky was a newspaper and TV production nerd. See? We all have stuff
that seems to fit you.
We all have stuff that we geek out about.
Yep.
Shauna says, Chris Bear dance dad. Arlie says, you guys look way too young.
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling very old lately.
Hungry, he says, fantasy sports is just D&D for jocks. Totally geeky. You know what? You are not wrong. When people talk about their fantasy football league and all that other stuff. Yeah, that's
funny.
It's like, you got a mage over there, or you have like a paladin? I mean, what's your affiliation? Are you like chaotic neutral?
I don't even understand
you're on the
those
Bulls.
words.
Dennis says, Salud, Gesundheit, bless your day, and on through the night. Nice. John says, for my 18th birthday, I stayed/moved to California instead of going back to Washington State.
Wow.
And it wasn't planned either. Just decided. Patty says, in Utah, if the students gets their 2-year degree along with their high school diploma, they get a full ride scholarship for 2 more years at a state school. Yes. What? That's amazing.
Smart.
You know, and the thing about it is, so after high school, I went to Salt Lake Community College. Thank you very much. And
that's where we met.
Technically, yes. We met at a dance.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I made fun of him.
She did. Well,
behind
and rightfully so, because we actually first met on the soccer pitch. I didn't have any cleats, so I was, of course, wearing combat boots.
Yeah.
And I had my Geo Metro playing music.
Out the speaker really
I had
loudly.
So many speakers in that thing. There was not any room in the back area for cargo.
To sit.
Well, no, there were 2 seats in the back, but in the cargo area. Yeah, I ended up like giving it to one of the kids in our new neighborhood because I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I'm using anyway. But yeah, there was no room for any cargo in that.
Yeah.
Because
it was all speakers.
A giant dual 8-inch bandpass speaker box with a giant amplifier. I also had an inverter in there because I had a computer.
The equipment in there was more expensive than the car. So.
No. Because I bought a lot of computer equipment on eBay.
Oh.
But
so you got it cheap.
Back in those days, if you wanted an MP3 player in your car, you had to
MP3 players didn't exist.
You had to actually put a computer in your car, which is what I did.
So the night we met, we did the soccer game.
There was a song. You always tell it wrong. There was
I tell it right.
No Scrubs by TLC was playing, and
we were at the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was talking about there's a song that makes fun of it called "No Pigeons," which is really funny. And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, I actually have the music video for it in my car. I guess if you wanted to see it.
Yeah, he said it really nice. But I heard,
want to come back to my car and watch it?
Come to my car, pretty.
Lori says, Geo Metro, what color? It was red.
Yes.
It was actually a misprinted advertisement in the newspaper. They had put in the wrong price, and we held them to it. And they're like, well, that price is for the stripped down version that doesn't have air conditioning.
It still had rolly windows. Like, it wasn't top
of the line.
It had
nothing extra on it because it was the stripped down base model.
Yeah.
It was a 999 cubic centimeter, less than a liter, 3-cylinder, no air conditioning.
My car could eat that car.
No rear defrost, no delay wipers, no roll down windows.
Should be illegal not to have.
Manual transmission. It was the stripped down version. I'm like, I've never had a car with air conditioning. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, because he's used to driving that camper around.
Well, there was a Mazda 626 in between those.
Oh, gotcha.
And that one, the air conditioning on it didn't work. It also had a cracked head. Yeah, anyway.
Well, didn't the truck have a hole in the floor?
The truck did have a hole in the floor. You had to position your
foot over it so that the stuff wouldn't come in.
Yep.
I wasn't that ghetto.
And I tried to fix that hole once, but it was too rusted out to get a good weld going. But I did manage to burn my corneas. That was fun. Let's see. Sean says a combat boot wearing Geo Metro driving tech geek.
Who invites you to your car to watch a movie.
That's not how it went. Sonny says, I've been married since my junior year of high school. I'm 50 now and still married. I hope they're the same person. In which case, congratulations, by the way. Glennis is same here. Graduated high school at 17. Turned 18 in November. November! Wow!
I turned 18 in September.
Wright family says, we have that too.
School started.
But they fail the dual credit. Mama and daddy have to pay for it. Oh, if they fail. Wright family says that her Chris had a Geo Metro in high school. All right, well, we've been going on for quite some time. Is that a nerd
sign? Or is
what,
that mean Chris is a nerd too?
Her Chris? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I had a friend that had a Geo Metro. Another friend that had a Suzuki Samurai.
I married a guy with a Geo Metro.
You sure did.
What the?
And we had that car up until...
You killed it.
The Olympics had just started in Utah.
I just had 2 babies.
We had 2 new babies. I was driving into work. It's February 2002. I was driving it. No, it was February 2002 because they were born in 2001. Was driving into work. I came around the corner. There was a lot of ice all over the place. My car spun out, and I actually hit the inside of the curve. The airbag did not deploy, which is suspect, by the way. They ended up totaling the car. Maybe because it wasn't the top
of the line car.
I don't know. I
didn't even have an airbag.
It had an airbag. It actually had dual airbags, but it impacted enough to just completely crush the radiator. The airbag should have deployed. But anyway, so that got totaled. Then I moved on to driving Miriam's
purple car.
Purple
Toyota
Corolla. Yeah.
And which that ended up throwing a rod. Until you killed that one too.
It threw a rod. By the way, I'd like to point out right here above our heads. There's you see line. How exactly level I have the camera?
Wow, you're so amazing.
It is dead.
I'm just so
dead on.
I'm so impressed.
Saskia said didn't even have it had an airbag. Shauna says, no kidding. Matreya says, I have my grandpa's Chevy Nova. Pues este auto no va.
Ooh.
Right Family says, nerd, Spellcheck is out of control. All right. Well, we're going to take off.
Yeah, we didn't talk about food. Have a good day. I actually did want to ask you guys something.
What? What kind of bear is best?
What can we do for you? So think about
Stretch your back.
What can we do for you at Keto Chow? Oh, that's nice. I'll have to keep doing that. So think about what we can do for you and let us know.
Okay. All right. We're going to take off.
Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.